Just curious, what's everyone's body count? I think you said 0, right?
Yeah,
if I recall.
0. I'm a virgin.
I don't know.
If you had to like give
30,
a range,
30.
30, 40,
Like 30, yeah. 30, but between
40,
30 and 40 maybe,
50,
yeah.
maybe 50,
Nah.
sometime maybe 60 if you would count the.
Maybe like 4,000. How about that?
4,000.
Does that make you happy?
Hold on.
It's over 9,000!
Exactly.
Okay. Body count.
I've been in the business a long time.
What do you think? What do you think?
I can only remember
Do the math.
the. I don't know. I don't. I can only remember the 8 that had a terrible
Would you say it's like triple digits or less than that?
trip.
Like more than 100?
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. After all those years.
Yeah, so-
I think that.
You
We'd
think
go more than 100.
Yeah.
more than 1,000?
I don't know about that. I don't think that when I was younger, I didn't see as many people because I think my mentality was more the survival. But now that I have gotten into the spiritual sexuality over the past 2 years, I have seen more, and I have seen more seeking that. So
Seen more men?
yes, it's about doubled since I started the spiritual sexuality. Before, I think I was just grabbing. I didn't know. I don't know. I think but that's why I really like that, because I'm going to continue going to these retreats.
Wait, at what age did you first turn a trick? Is that the terminology? Have a John? I don't know what it's called.
My first experience going one of those relationships. Yeah, those I was 21.
21?
And I remember I was a dancer, and I remember it was when men called me pretty, I never got that younger. And this was before I had plastic surgery. So it was a very big thing for me. And here I'm 21. I'm like, I'm pretty? Like, you think I'm pretty? Like, great. And so I think that it took so little to get me out of the club until, the time where there was something that happened. And that's when I was like, like, these guys can have certain intentions, and you got to be in the right mental state. And I'd been drinking, I'd used substances, and then finally, when I got into the work at the brothel, that's when things started to kind of get better for me. Like, I started to see things in a different way and not in survival. It was like, oh, this is a vacation for them. Like, this is a and husbands and wives come to see me. I see a lot of them, and many are interested in the sexual healing and for themselves and their marriages. And that's why on September, I have going to a week-long retreat. We can't have our phones. I'm literally just going to be camping out in the middle of nowhere in San Diego. And I don't know what we're going to learn there, but
Cool.
yeah, so I'm excited. Mind blown. Yeah, so I'm ready.
Wait, so okay, you said the first time you did pay to play 21.
I was 21.
What was the situation with the parents like?
My father was in the military, so he was gone most of the time.
Did your parents divorce? Or?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And my mother was a single mother, so she was very stressed financially. So
Finances were
Yeah.
difficult. Okay.
they're very glorified too, I think, in homes.
That's a big reason why a lot of people will get into doing that kind of work. Is
It is.
It's because you can make quick money
You can,
and you can make good money.
Yeah.
Fast money comes with slow problems. I think I've heard that one. But
And yeah, I remember my mom when we were growing up, money was just like, it was very glorified because we didn't have it.
wait, did your mom also do pay to play?
I don't
Did she do?
know. No, she didn't. She worked at a company for like several years. She worked at a company. She was a police officer too. She worked missing persons, so that's why she had a big problem with me being
Oh.
a sex worker.
She had to arrest you once.
No, she worked missing persons.
Yeah.
She seen what happened to those girls. She would be the one that called the parents if they found a body. That was
Good
my
times.
mom. Yeah. And so, not to trauma dump and do all that, but she was very scared for me when I got into that industry. But when I did start working at the brothel, she kind of like eased up a little bit. Like, okay, this is illegal. Like, you have to pass like security. You have to get a license. So it's, it's pretty, you do got to pay taxes on it too. They tax it out of you, but it's much better than what it was.
So just on the body count thing, in the hundreds?
I would.
Well, you said it was over 100. Do you think it's what, 500 plus or?
I would say maybe, yeah. Yeah,
Five.
I mean, I guess 365 days in the year, I wasn't doing
One a
somebody
day?
every day. I wasn't doing, we usually do tours, so it's like 2 weeks out of each year. So I guess if you calculate,
Let's do the math.
I guess, so
Oh my god.
How many? Okay, so you said one a day, 365 days a year.
it wasn't one a day for 360.
Let's say
because
300. 300?
I mean,
300?
maybe.
Well, no,
Yeah.
300 in a year, 300 days you were active. Would you say that's
I would say less than that. Less. Because there's filtering days. I call them filtering days.
filtering?
And if-
Would you say 200 in a year is within the realm of possibility?
it's within the realm of a possibility. Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely not 365. That won't.
Sure. But you said you were active since you were 21.
I was active since 21, yeah. So possibly.
Safe to say over 1,000?
I would say that it was harder for me to get people to want it. It was few and far between before I started doing the sexual healing. It was few and far between. It was very hard for me to get those ones. I got them sometimes, but I don't know. There was something about that made it.
Did you ever hustle?
I did. And you know what? I had to stop being, I did. And I did. I remember I was so sad because I didn't understand about the filtering and the emotions and how we take on their emotions. And we need those days to recuperate. We need those days we need to be going in with the right intentions, in a sense. And for me, I wasn't at first. And I remember stopping sex work for, I think, an entire year. And I just danced purely because I didn't understand it. But then I started again, but then finally back there. Now I understand. I understand now. I was coming from a place of, like you said, despair, like I was trying to grab and
Sure.
get something. But now I'm coming from a place of empowerment where I'm like, you know what? I want to do this. I choose to do this, and I want to learn more about it. And that's why I'm quite fascinated with the Kabbalah, because they talk about a lot of that.
Okay. Well, I mean, you strike me as someone like you're very articulate. I think, like, I don't know. I don't want to be preachy here, but I mean, it occurs to me while talking to you, you seem like an intelligent person. You're fairly articulate. Like, you're a good-looking woman. Do you think things could have gone a different path, or I mean?
I don't think so. But what I do think is there is this desire in me to entertain families one day. And I know that sounds totally outlandish, but hey, Maya Angelou worked at a brothel. I believe she was a brothel madame. And I look at people like that and I say, you know what? If she can do it, maybe I can.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yes.
How crazy are you?
I'm pretty crazy.
Are you?
I'm pretty crazy, Brian.
Yeah?
I'm pretty crazy. But
What do you mean by crazy?
I think like crazy in a sense where like I think that that's kind of why I like the Joker too, is like he's just so wild and he just
Have you ever slashed? Oh, sorry. Keep
Oh,
keep going.
slash?
Keep-
No,
keep going,
I
keep
haven't
going.
done that.
No,
I've gotten my tire slashed one time. I woke up and my car was keyed and my tire was slashed,
Oh.
but I wasn't dating anyone. I think it was
Maybe
like
another girl at the club.
I don't know what it was. It was so weird. I'm like, I've had like slashes.
Doesn't it
with
get
her.
pretty catty in strip clubs between some of the chicks?
It does, and it's like, they get mad if they go, oh, like, my money, I missed out, and it's like, no, you didn't, because his intention wasn't with you.
Have you ever slashed a guy's tires?
No, not like that. I think there's two types of crazy. There's people that take it out on others and people that take it out on themselves. And
Which one are you?
I was more the latter until I started really. I was more the latter where I would take everything out on myself. I remember I'd mark my hand, not like, do any of that, but I would tally mistakes that I made in the day with like a pen, and I'd be like, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have. And I would think about conversations where I'm like, I should have said this to them. And I'd beat myself up about it. But then I realized, like, I got to be kinder to myself for people to be kinder to me. And that's a lot of therapy. So.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Body count?
Yeah.